Criminal Law Book 2, 100. Review questions.
Are you ready? 1.
A private person who assists the escape of a person who committed robbery shall be liable as underscore A principal to the crime of robbery, B an accessory to the crime of robbery, C a principal to the crime of obstruction of justice, D an accessory to the crime of obstruction of justice. C a principal to the crime of obstruction of justice.
2.
Any legally married person who, having surprised his spouse in the act of committing sexual intercourse with another person, shall kill any of them or both of them in the act or immediately thereafter. A. Murder, B. Parricide, C. Homicide, D. Death or physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances. D. Death or physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances.
3.
In Article 147, death or physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances shall inflict upon them any serious physical injury shall underscore A. Be mitigated from punishment, B. Be exempted from punishment, C. Suffer the penalty of distiro, D. Suffer the penalty of banished. C. Suffer the penalty of distiro.
4.
If he shall inflict upon them physical injuries of any other kind, less serious physical injuries or slight physical injuries, he shall underscore A. Be mitigated from punishment, B. Be exempted from punishment, C. Be justified from punishment, D. Be aggravated from punishment. B. Be exempted from punishment.
5.
These rules shall be applicable under the same circumstance to parents with respect to their daughters under 18 years of age and their seducer while the daughters are underscore A. Living without their parents, B. Living with their parents, C. Independent, D. Dependent. Be living with their parents.
6.
Is a grievous, odious, and hateful offenses which by reason of its inherent or manifest wickedness, viciousness, atrocity, and perversity is regarded as seriously outrageous to the common standards or norms of decency and morality in a just, civilized, and orderly society. A grave offense, B. Less grave offense, C. Inflictive crime, D. Heinous crime. D. Heinous crime.
7.
Any public officer who, by himself or in connivance with members of his family, relatives by affinity or consanguinity, business associates, subordinates, or other persons, amasses, accumulates, or acquires ill-gotten wealth through a combination of series of overt or criminal acts in the aggregate of 50 million pesos is liable for the crime of underscore A. Money laundering, B. Plunder, C. Graft and corruption, D. Unethical. B. Plunder.
8.
It is a crime whereby the process of an unlawful activity are transacted, thereby making them appear to have originated from legitimate forces. A. Money laundering, B. Ill-gotten wealth, C. Graft and corruption, D. Malversation of public funds. A. Money laundering.
9.
Any person that any monetary instrument or property represents or involves the proceeds of any unlawful activity, performs or fails to perform any act as a result of which he facilitates the offenses of A. Malversation of public funds, B. Graft and corruption, C. Money laundering, D. Plunder. See money laundering.
10.
This refers to any asset, property, business, and enterprise or material possession of any person, acquired by him directly or indirectly through dummies, nominees, agents, subordinates, and/or business, associates, a money laundered. B. Bank transaction. See ill-gotten wealth. D. Covered transaction. See ill-gotten wealth.
11.
Robin has in his possession a firearm. Unfortunately, Robin overlaps the date that his license should be registered then, and there resulting to the expiration of his license to posse's firearm. Could Robin be held liable for illegal possession of firearm? A. Yes. B. No. C. False. D. True. A. Yes.
12.
Who among the following is not a public officer under RA 7080? A. Elected government official. B. Official of AGOCC. C. Appointed government official. D. An executive. D. An executive.
13.
In pari delicto means A. Both parties are liable. B. Accused-complainant relationship. C. Amicable settlement of both parties. D. All of the above. A. Both parties are liable.
14.
In dubio pro reo means A. Liberally interpreted in favor of the accused. B. When in doubt, for the accused. C. Liberally in favor of the accused. D. All of the above. B. When in doubt, for the accused.
15.
Jose hates Derek because of his attitude. One day Derek left his house not knowing that Jose has been following his daily routine, taking advantage of the situation. Jose burned the house of Derek, thereby sows and creates fear and panic among the populace. What crime was committed by Jose? A. Arson. B. Terrorism. C. Qualified arson. D. Rebellion. B. Terrorism.
16.
A battered woman is woman who is repeatedly subjected to any forceful physical or psychological behavior by a man in order or coerced to do something he wants her to do without concern for her rights. In order to be classified as a battered woman, the couple must go through the acute battering cycle. A. At least once. B. At least twice. C. At least thrice. D. Several times. B. At least twice.
17.
Is an initiation rite or practices as a prerequisite for admission into membership in a fraternity, sorority, or organization by placing the recruit, neophyte, or applicant in some embarrassing or humiliating situations, such as forcing him to do menial, silly, foolish and similar tasks or activities, or otherwise subjecting him to physical or psychological suffering or injury. A. Fraternity. B. Sisterhood. C. Brotherhood. D. Hazing. D. Hazing.
18.
Republic Act 8177 is otherwise known as the law designating as the means of carrying out the death penalty. A. Electric chair. B. Strangulation. C. Lethal injection. D. None of these. C. Lethal injection.
19.
Under RA 9165, it refers to any person who uses his power or position in, inter alia, facilitating the escape of any person whom he knows or believes has violated the dangerous law in order to prevent the arrest, prosecution and conviction of the violator. A. Pusher, B. Cabal, C. Coddler, D. User. C. Coddler.
20.
Any person engages in trading and dealing with children including, but not limited to, the act of buying or selling of a child for money or for any other consideration, or better shall be liable for A. Child abuse, B. Child trafficking, C. Child prostitution, D. Child exploitation. B. Child trafficking.
21.
The period of probation of the offender sentenced to a term of 1 year shall not exceed up 1 years, B. 2 years, C. 3 year, D. 4 years. B. 2 years.
22.
X, Y, and Z agreed among themselves to attack and kill W, a police officer, but they left their homemade guns in their vehicle before approaching him. What crime have they committed? A. Conspiracy to commit indirect assault. B. Conspiracy to commit direct assault. C. Illegal possession of firearms. D. Attempted direct assault. C. Illegal possession of firearms.
23.
The judge did not impose the penalty of reclusion perpetua for each count. Instead, the judge sentenced Jose to 40 years of imprisonment on the basis of the threefold rule. Is the judge correct? A. No. The threefold rule is applicable only in connection with the service of the sentence, not in the imposition of the proper penalties. B. No. The court must impose all penalties for all the crimes for which the accused have been found guilty. C. No. The court should not make a computation in its decision and sentence the accused to not more than the threefold of the most severe of the penalties imposable. The computation under the threefold rule is for the prison authorities to make. D. All of the above. D. All of the above.
24.
Is he maximum duration of the convict's sentence shall not be more than 3 times the length of time, corresponding to the most severe of the penalties imposed upon him, a maximum penalty. B. Threefold rule. C. Indeterminate sentence. D. All of the above. B. Threefold rule.
25.
In chronological order, what are the 3 stages of money laundering? 1. Integration. 2. Layering. 3. Placement. Up 1, 2, 3. B. 2, 3, 1. C. 3, 2, 1. D. 1, 3, 2. C. 3, 2, 1.
26.
Is the separation of the criminal proceeds from their source by creating layers of financial transactions to disguise such proceeds as legitimate and avoid the audit trail. A. Integration. B. Layering. C. Placement. D. All of the above. B. Layering.
27.
It is the infusion or the physical disposal of the criminal proceeds. A. Integration. B. Layering. C. Placement. D. All of the above. C. Placement.
28.
It is the provision of apparent legitimacy to the criminal proceeds. A. Integration. B. Layering. C. Placement. D. All of the above. A. Integration.
29.
It refers to a scientifically defined pattern of psychological and behavioral symptoms found in women living in battering relationships as a result of cumulative abuse. A. Tensioned woman syndrome. B. Battered woman syndrome. C. Abused woman syndrome. D. Abusive husband syndrome. B. Battered woman syndrome.
30.
The three phases of the battered woman syndrome is also called as A. Phases of violence. B. Cycle of violence. C. Cycle of battering. D. Phases of battering. B. Cycle of violence.
31.
A citizen who intellectually or emotionally favors the enemy and harbors sympathies or connections disloyal to his country's interest or policy is guilty of A. Adherence to the enemy. B. Misprision of treason. C. Aid and comfort. D. Levying war. A. Adherence to the enemy.
32.
The degree of proof required to convict a person accused of treason. A. Substantial evidence. B. Proof beyond reasonable doubt. C. To witness rule. D. Preponderance of evidence. C. To witness rule.
33.
The following are elements of piracy, except A vessel is on the high seas or in Philippine waters. B. The offenders are not members of its complement or passengers of the vessel. C. That the offender resists to a superior officer. D. The offenders either attack or seize that vessel or seize the whole or part of the cargo of said vessel, its equipment or personal belongings of its complement or passengers. C. That the offender resists to a superior officer.
34.
The two-witness rule imports the degree of proof necessary to convict an accused of the crime of A. Levying war. B. Treason. C. Sedition. D. Rebellion. B. Treason.
35.
Which of the following does not qualify the crime of piracy? A. Whenever the pirates have seized the vessel on the high seas or in Philippine waters. B. Whenever the pirates have seized a vessel by boarding or firing upon the same. C. Whenever the pirates have abandoned their victims without means of saving themselves. D. Whenever the crime is accompanied by murder, homicide, physical injuries, or rape. The correct answer is A.
36.
It is committed by one who on the high seas or in Philippine waters shall attack or seize a vessel or not, being a member of its complement or passengers, shall seize the whole or part of the cargo of said vessel, its equipment or personal belongings. A. Terrorism. B. Robbery. C. Piracy. D. Mutiny. C. Piracy.
37.
It is robbery in a vessel or using with force upon things or with violence or intimidation against persons. Or robbery. A. Robbery. B. Piracy. C. Brigandage. D. Hijacking. B. Piracy.
38.
Whenever the pirates have abandoned or seized a vessel, by firing upon it or whenever the crime is accompanied with murder, homicide, physical injuries, or rape, the crime committed is A. Brigandage. B. Piracy. C. Qualified piracy. D. Hijacking. C. Qualified piracy.
39.
Mutiny and piracy are practically the same. The only difference is that in mutiny, the offenders are passengers or crew members, while in piracy, the attackers are what to the vessel? A. Crew members, B. Passengers, C. Officers, D. Strangers. D. Strangers.
40.
The crimes of piracy and brigandage are qualified and provided with greater penalties if this crime is also committed on the occasion of the said crimes. Which of the herein crimes is that? A. Robbery, B. Rape, C. Grave slander, D. estafa. B. Rape.
41.
This is committed by any person who, without authority, therefore enters a warship, fort, or naval or military establishment or reservation to obtain any information, plans, photographs, or other data of a confidential nature relative to the defense of the Philippines. A. Correspondence with hostile country, B. Giving motive for reprisal, C. Violation of neutrality, D. Espionage. D. Espionage.
42.
This felony is committed by any Filipino citizen or alien residing in the Philippines who levies war against the Philippines or adheres to her enemies, giving them aid or comfort in the Philippines or elsewhere. A. Treason, B. Sedition, C. Rebellion, D. Misprision of treason. A. Treason.
43.
Underscore is committed in time of war by rising publicly with arms against the government for the purpose of removing from the allegiance to said government or its laws the territory of the Philippines or any part thereof. A. Sedition, B. Treason, C. Rebellion, D. Direct assault first form. B. Treason.
44.
What crime is committed by one who on the high seas or in Philippine waters shall attack or seize a vessel or, not being a member of its complement or passengers, shall seize the whole or part of the cargo of said vessel, its equipment or personal belongings? A. Robbery, B. Terrorism, C. Piracy on the high seas or Philippine water, D. Mutiny. C. Piracy on the high seas or Philippine water.
45.
Piracy is committed by attacking the vessel on underscore or seizing it while a vessel, its cargo, equipment, or personal belongings of its complement or passenger. A. High seas, B. In Philippine water, C. Both A and B. D. None of the above. C. Both A and B.
46.
Hosts humane's generous means. A. Crime against humanity, B. Crime against national security, C. Crimes against person, D. Crime against chastity. A. Crime against humanity.
47.
Under Art. 122 of the Revised Penal Code, the crime of piracy is committed by 1. Non-member of the complement of the vessel and non-passenger of the vessel. 2. Crew members of the vessel. 3. The complements of the vessel. A. 1 only, B. 2 and 3. C. 2 only, D. 1, 2 and 3. A. 1 only.
48.
When more than 3 armed persons form a band of robbers for the purpose of committing robbery in the highway, or kidnapping persons for the purpose of extortion, or to obtain ransom, for any other purpose to be attained by means of force and violation, is deemed As A. Highway robbers, B. Brigands, C. Bant, D. Either A or B. D. Either A or B.
49.
Conspiracy to commit rebellion, treason, murder, coup. Detat, which of the following is not punishable? A. Rebellion, B. Treason, C. Murder, D. Coup d'etat. C. Murder.
50.
Who among the following convicts are not entitled to the benefits of the indeterminate sentence law? A. Those who are recidivists. B. Those whose maximum term of imprisonment exceeds 1 year. C. Those convicted of inciting to sedition. D. Those convicted of misprision of treason. D. Those convicted of misprision of treason.
51.
Which of the following is an example of a special complex crime or composite crime? A. Robbery with homicide. B. Estafa through falsification of a public document. C. Direct assault with murder. D. All of these. A. Robbery with homicide.
52.
J.M., a gigolo from Manila, raped Fiang, a barrio Las Nueva Ecija. At the time of the commission of the rape, J.M. had no knowledge that Fiang was a mental retardate. What is the crime committed? A. Simple rape. C. Sexual assault. B. Qualified rape. D. Seduction. A. Simple rape.
53.
It is one of the essential elements of libel. A. Damages. B. Malice. C. Deceit. D. Intent to gain. B. Malice.
54.
It is not an element of acts of lasciviousness. A. Sexual intercourse. C. Intimidation. B. Force. D. None of these. A. Sexual intercourse.
55.
Jose set the house of Ramirez on fire by way of revenge against the latter. Jose did not know that Ramirez was inside. Ramirez died because of the fire. What crime or crimes did Jose commit? A. Arson. B. Arson with homicide. C. Murder. D. Arson and homicide. B. Arson.
56.
In question no. 55. Suppose Jose knew that Ramirez was inside. What crimes did Jose commit? A. Homicide. B. Arson and murder. C. Murder. D. Arson and homicide. C. Murder.
57.
In question no. 55. Suppose before setting it on fire, Jose entered the house and killed Ramirez. Then Jose set the house on fire to hide the body of Ramirez. What crimes did Jose commit? A. Murder. C. Arson with homicide. B. Arson. D. Murder and arson. D. Murder and arson.
58.
The main difference between kidnapping and forcible abduction is the presence or absence of A. Taking of a person. B. Detention. C. Lewd design. D. None of these. C. Lewd design.
59.
What is the effect if the offender marries the offended party in rape, granting all the requisites for a valid marriage are present? A. The crime is extinguished. B. The criminal liability is extinguished. C. Both A and be de no effect. B. The criminal liability is extinguished.
60.
If a person enters the dwelling or property of another without the consent of the owner, but the purpose of such entry is to render some aid to humanity or justice, what crime, if any, did the person who entered commit? A. Trespass to dwelling. B. Trespass to property. C. Violation of domicile. D. No crime was committed. D. No crime was committed.
61.
It is a common element in the crime of robbery or theft. A. Intent to gain. B. Force. C. Violence. D. Deceit. A. Intent to gain.
62.
An accused charged with violation of P.D. No. 1612 Anti-Fencing Law of 1979 would have been an underscore in theft or robbery had not the charge filed against him been fencing. A. Principal. B. Accomplice. C. Accessory. D. None of these. C. Accessory.
63.
It is the essence of adultery. A. Intimidation. B. Relationship. C. Violence. D. Sexual intercourse. D. Sexual intercourse.
64.
Lewd designs mean A. Deceit. B. Prejudice. C. Lustful. D. Intent. C. Lustful.
65.
Which of the following statements is correct? A. Conspiracy and proposal to commit crimes are generally punishable. B. Proposal comes before conspiracy. C. Proposal and conspiracy are taking place at the same time. D. None of the above. B. Proposal comes before conspiracy.
66.
Attempted suicide is punishable. This statement is A. True. B. Partly true. C. Partly false. D. False. D. False.
67.
These are classifications of crimes under the Revised Penal Code, except A. Crimes against public morals. B. Crimes committed by private persons. C. Crimes against persons. D. Crimes against personal liberty and security. B. Crimes committed by private persons.
68.
The obligation of fidelity and obedience which the individual owe to the government or to the sovereign under which they live in return for the protection they received. A. Allegiance. B. Betrayal. C. Levies war. D. Treason. A. Allegiance.
69.
This is committed by any person who is owing allegiance to the government of the Philippine Islands, but levies war against them or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid or comfort within the Philippine Islands or elsewhere. A. Flight to enemy country. B. Misprision treason. C. Treason. D. Correspondence with hostile country. C. Treason.
70.
This is the classifications of persons who may commit the crime of treason. A. Any person. B. Any person who is owing allegiance to the government of the Philippine Islands. C. Any person who is not owing allegiance to the government of the Philippine Islands. D. Any Filipino citizen. B. Any person who is owing allegiance to the government of the Philippine Islands. C. Any Filipino citizen. 71. Any person who is owing allegiance to the government of the Philippine Islands.
71.
These are the ways of convicting a person with a crime of treason, except a. Testimony of two witnesses at least to the same overt act of treason. b. Application of the two-witness rule. c. Confession of the accused in open court. d. None of the above. d. None of the above.
72.
This is the penalty imposable upon a person guilty of misprision of treason. a. Principal to the crime of treason. b. Accomplice to the crime of treason. c. Accessory to the crime of treason. d. None of the above. c. Accessory to the crime of treason.
73.
This is when in time of war, a person who has decided to levy war against the government or to adhere to the enemy execution to some other person s, and give them aid and comfort, proposes its a. Conspiracy. b. Conspiracy to commit treason. c. Proposal to commit treason. d. Proposal. c. Proposal to commit treason.
74.
This is committed by any person who in time of war shall have correspondence with an enemy country or territory occupied by enemy troops, and said correspondence is prohibited by the government. a. Flight to enemy country. c. Treason. b. Misprision treason. d. Correspondence with hostile country. d. Correspondence with hostile country.
75.
This is committed by any person who in time of war shall have correspondence with an enemy country or territory occupied by enemy troops, and said correspondence is prohibited by the government. a. Flight to enemy country. b. Treason. c. Misprision treason. d. Correspondence with hostile country. d. Correspondence with hostile country.
76.
If a person is arrested for the crime of rape, within how many hours shall he be delivered to proper judicial authorities? a. Within 12 hours from arrest. c. Within 18 hours from arrest. b. Within 15 hours from arrest. d. Within 36 hours from arrest. d. Within 36 hours from arrest.
77.
This is committed by any public officer or employee who shall procure a search warrant without just cause. a. Search warrants maliciously obtained. b. Searching domicile without witnesses. c. Abuse of authority of search warrant legally obtained. d. Searching domicile. a. Search warrants maliciously obtained.
78.
If a person is arrested for the crime of theft, within how many hours shall he be delivered to proper judicial authorities? a. Within 12 hours from arrest. c. Within 18 hours from arrest. b. Within 15 hours from arrest. d. Within 36 hours from arrest. a. Within 12 hours from arrest.
79.
This is committed by any public officer or employee who, having legally procured a search warrant, shall exceed his authority or use unnecessary severity in executing the same. a. Search warrants maliciously obtained. b. Searching domicile without witnesses. c. Abuse of authority of search warrant legally obtained. d. Offending religious feelings. c. Abuse of authority of search warrant legally obtained.
80.
This is committed by any public officer or employee who, in cases where a search is proper, shall search the domicile, papers, or other belongings of any person in the presence of the 5-year-old child of the owner only. a. Search warrants maliciously obtained. B. Searching domicile without witnesses. C. Abuse of authority of search warrant legally obtained. D. Offending religious feelings. B. Searching domicile without witnesses.
81.
Jose, a married man in the Philippines, went to the United States. While he was there, he courted Fiang, an American. They eventually got married. What is the criminal liability of Jose, if any? A. Adultery. B. Concubinage. C. Bigamy. D. None of the above. D. None of the above.
82.
Mr. X killed a person not knowing that the victim is his own father. What is the crime committed? A. Infanticide. B. Parricide. C. Homicide. D. Murder. B. Parricide.
83.
Mr. X killed a person during nighttime. What is the crime committed? A. Parricide. B. Homicide. C. Murder. D. Infanticide. B. A homicide.
84.
Mr. X inserted his finger in the vaginal orifice of Ms. Y with her consent. What was the crime committed? A. Attempted rape. B. Rape. C. Acts of lasciviousness. D. None of the above. D. None of the above.
85.
Mr. X kissed and embraced Ms. Y in a public place. What was the crime committed? A. Attempted rape. B. Rape. C. Acts of lasciviousness. D. Unjust fixation. D. Unjust fixation.
86.
Mr. X kissed and embraced Ms. Y in a private place. What was the crime committed? B. Rape. A. Attempted rape. C. Acts of lasciviousness. D. Unjust fixation. C. Acts of lasciviousness.
87.
Mr. X kissed and embraced Ms. Y in a private place and tried to lay her, but she was able to escape and she ran away. What is the crime committed? A. Attempted rape. B. Rape. C. Acts of lasciviousness. D. Unjust fixation. A. Attempted rape.
88.
Mr. X killed his neighbor during nighttime while the latter is sleeping. What was the crime committed? A. Parricide. B. Homicide. C. Murder. D. Infanticide. C. Murder.
89.
Mr. X killed his illegitimate wife. What was the crime committed? A. Parricide. B. Homicide. C. Murder. D. Infanticide. D. A homicide.
90.
Mr. X killed his spouse. What was the crime committed? A. Parricide. B. Homicide. C. Murder. D. Infanticide. A. Parricide.
91.
Mr. X killed his illegitimate grandchild who is 11 years old. What was the crime committed? A. Parricide. B. Homicide. C. Murder. D. Infanticide. C. Murder.
92.
Mr. X killed his illegitimate child. What was the crime committed? A. Parricide. B. Homicide. C. Murder. D. Infanticide. A. Parricide.
93.
Which of the following is not correct? A. Rape was classified as crime against persons under Republic Act 8353. B. In rape by sexual assault, consent of the offended party is immaterial. C. There are 3 classifications of rape. D. In statutory rape, the age of the victim must be considered. The correct answer is B.
94.
Jose is a legally married person who, having surprised his wife in the act of committing sexual intercourse with another person. Because of this, he killed his wife. What is the crime committed? A. Death under exceptional circumstances. B. Physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances. C. Death caused in a tumultuous affray. D. Physical injuries inflicted in a tumultuous affray. A. Death under exceptional circumstances.
95.
This is committed when, while several persons, not composing groups organized for the common purpose of assaulting and attacking each other reciprocally, quarrel and assault each other in a confused and tumultuous manner, and in the course of the affray only serious physical injuries are inflicted upon the participants thereof, and the person responsible thereof cannot be identified. A. Death under exceptional circumstances. B. Physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances. C. Death caused in a tumultuous affray. D. Physical injuries inflicted in a tumultuous affray. D. Physical injuries inflicted in a tumultuous affray.
96.
Jose is a parent who, having surprised his daughter, under 18 years of age and living with him, in the act of committing sexual intercourse with another person. Because of this, he inflicted physical injuries to his daughter. What is the crime committed? A. Death under exceptional circumstances. B. Physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances. C. Physical injuries inflicted in a tumultuous affray. D. Death caused in a tumultuous affray. B. Physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances.
97.
This is committed when, while several persons, not composing groups organized for the common purpose of assaulting and attacking each other reciprocally, quarrel and assault each other in a confused and tumultuous manner, and in the course of the affray someone is killed, and it cannot be ascertained who actually killed the deceased. A. Death under exceptional circumstances. B. Physical injuries inflicted under exceptional circumstances. C. Death caused in a tumultuous affray. D. Physical injuries inflicted in a tumultuous affray. C. Death caused in a tumultuous affray.
98.
If abortion is committed by any physician or midwife by applying violence upon the is: A. Mitigated pregnant woman, the penalty. B. Aggravated. C. Either A or B. D. Neither A nor B. D. Neither A nor B.
99.
Mr. X assaulted Mr. Y so the latter was hospitalized for 45 days. What is the crime committed by Mr. X? A. Grave serious physical injuries. B. Serious physical injuries. C. Less serious physical injuries. D. Slight physical injuries. B. Serious physical injuries.
100.
Mr. X assaulted Mr. Y so the latter was hospitalized for 32 days. What is the crime committed by Mr. X? A. Grave serious physical injuries. B. Serious physical injuries. C. Less serious physical injuries. D. Slight physical injuries. B. Serious physical injuries.
Comment your score.
Study smarter, not harder. Subscribe for more.